I'm Shirakawa from ohe Transport. Thank you for having me again today.
Thank you. Today, I'd like to talk about the basics of racehorse transport. You're a company that transports horses, right? That's different from logistics that carries goods because you're carrying lives.
Yes.
What would you say is the biggest difference?
When most people think of the transport industry or companies that transport goods and items, they probably imagine home delivery services like Yamato or Sagawa.
Right?
I think that's what many people picture. But in reality, so many different things are being transported now. Logistics is often called the lifeblood of a country, and there's a huge variety of items being moved. In terms of transporting living things, there are many types, like pigs or cows. And though they're different from land animals, fish too. Transporting them while they're alive. Well, a major difference is that there are so many people involved when it comes to thoroughbreds. There are the owners, the people who are involved in raising them, and then there are those like us who are responsible for transporting them. Ultimately, a racehorse is an animal that generates profit by winning prize money and similar rewards.
I see.
That's a unique aspect of it.
There are high expectations.
Exactly. For cows or pigs, they're probably transported maybe 2 times. Once when they're young to where they'll be raised, and then again when they're ready for shipment. But in the case of racehorses, a single horse is transported many times, which is another unique factor. And for everyone involved, they're animals that give us something to dream about. So I believe our job is to carry the dreams of everyone involved while bearing that responsibility.
Yes. The equipment in horse trailers is incredibly luxurious compared to what's used for cows or pigs, isn't it?
Well, fish have temperature control, but for thoroughbreds, to keep them from getting sick, we have refrigeration units. Or to put it simply, something like air conditioning.
Especially traveling from Hokkaido to Honshu, it gets hot and then cold.
That's right. Especially this year, it's been unusual. The temperature difference between day and night across the country is huge. Since we basically load them early in the morning, the destinations are often Kanto or Kansai, where it's naturally warmer than Hokkaido. Furthermore, while it's always been the case, the temperature difference between Honshu and Hokkaido is most extreme in spring and autumn. That's the time when we have to be most careful about shipping fever, or nepatsu as we call it in the industry. However, even if there's no temperature difference, in midsummer like August, the horses are transported in high temperatures for a long time. So many owners and ranch staff prefer to avoid transport during those periods.
Do horse trailers shake quite a bit?
Our company was actually quite early in adopting this a long time ago, but we use what's called air suspension, which is like a cushion using air to make adjustments.
I see.
Since it's used on all the wheels, or tires I should say,
Yes.
there is noticeably and significantly less shaking and vibration compared to what you would find in a standard truck, though it can still shake a bit depending on the specific road conditions.
So, the big differences are the refrigeration unit and air suspension.
That's right. Also, automatic transmissions have been increasing lately.
Right, yeah.
Even large trucks have automatic options now, but,
Oh, okay. Do you have a few of them?
well, we've tried them out on a trial basis.
But now you see, well,
In the end, the technology hasn't quite caught up yet. It's not as smooth as a passenger car during gear changes. So our company basically uses manuals. It varies by company though. Some do use automatics.
oh, I see.
It can actually help with recruitment, as younger people today might find it easier to drive without needing as much technical skill. So it can lead to more hires.
I see. So from the perspective of the horse's well-being, a manual is better than an automatic.
Yes,
Right, so what kind of care do you provide while actually transporting the horses?
the thing we're most careful about is noise, especially for their first transport. Young horses are sensitive to outside sounds, so we adjust how much the windows are open.
Yes.
There's quite a bit of rattling, but we try to build things to minimize it. We also manage ventilation. Regardless of whether it's hot or cold, we have to keep fresh air flowing, or else it can cause them to get sick.
And is it actually the 2 crew members who make those calls?
Yes, that's right.
With the leader leading,
Generally, the person in charge has the necessary knowledge and experience.
how old is your youngest person in charge right now?
I believe, if I remember correctly, that he's 39 years old.
He's probably been with you for a long time.
That driver, yes, he's actually been here for quite a while now. He originally joined us back when he was just 21 years old. And he probably became a person in charge while still in his 20s.
I see. As a driver, what kind of things do you keep in mind to prevent accidents?
Preventing accidents is really more of an intuitive thing, so it's honestly a bit hard to explain. But we do make sure to document past cases thoroughly and hold monthly safety meetings, as well as do other things like that. Once you actually start driving, it's all about experience and intuition. I've been out there too, and one thing you can teach is watching the pedestrian signals. The biggest indicator, well, it might not be directly related to accidents, but you just can't slam on the brakes when you're carrying horses. So if a light turns red, you can't just hit the brakes suddenly. That's why if there's a pedestrian signal, I always watch the flashing timing and make sure to brake early.
I see. That talk about sudden braking reminded me, my father used to say that if you're carrying horses, it's better to hit a person than to slam on the brakes. I've heard that rumor quite often.
People used to say that a lot in the past.
In reality, how does that actually work in practice now?
Well, naturally, human life is the top priority.
Is there a specific transport episode where you felt the most nervous, Shirakawa-san?
For short-distance transports, it's not unheard of to do it solo, actually. Well, in terms of the overall percentage for the year, it's quite low. But since I do drive solo sometimes, and I'm still relatively new to the field, as a professional being watched by clients, I want to drive with style, so to speak. For example, when backing up to the loading dock, instead of adjusting multiple times, I try to dock it in one go.
Right.
That gives the client a sense of security. So in that sense, I do get nervous when I'm on my own.
Did it go well that time?
Yes, it absolutely did.
Oh, that's good.
Basically, as a company, if a driver doesn't have enough skill yet,
Let go.
they simply won't.
Looking back now, what was the sense of fulfillment and pressure like for that job?
Well, I'm carrying thoroughbreds that are filled with so many people's dreams. So that in itself is a huge pressure. And horses can go wild, you know. When driving on the Shudo Expressway, there's this tension because there's nowhere to pull over.
Ah, that's true.
On rural highways, there's usually a decent shoulder, but on the Shudo Expressway, there's absolutely nowhere to pull over. So I can't help but think about what would happen if a horse went wild during that time. Right. And then there are horses with a habit of acting up. Some will keep going until they're completely exhausted, so it's really nerve-wracking.
That would be pretty bad if you were solo.
Yeah, being solo is really tough, mentally speaking.
Is that why you usually have two people on board?
One person can be responsible for handling and managing the horse, while the other individual is focused on driving the vehicle.
I see.
Injuries are also a risk, and if one person gets hurt, the truck can't move. Also, well, it's much less common now, but there used to be many horses that just wouldn't get onto the horse van. Yeah, for some horses, it's their very first time even seeing a horse van. And then there's the gate, and also the ramp at the back. When the horse first steps onto it, it makes a really loud clunking noise, and they really hate that.
I see.
Well, there's a technique called applying a nose twitch. Since it's a sensitive spot, we twist the nose to keep them calm while we pull them forward. We might use ropes with two drivers, or even have the ranch staff help us coax them forward. A common method drivers use is called interlocking arms.
Yes.
Two people will stand just behind the horse and interlock their arms together just below the horse's rear, like this. This technique allows them to create a strong grip and work as a team. Using their combined strength, they then use brute force to push the horse forward.
And they actually move for that?
If that doesn't work, then we use the nose twitch or use ropes.
That sounds incredibly dangerous, like you'd get kicked.
Oh, danger is definitely part of the job.
Their hind legs are right there in front of you.
But, you know, we're taught and we always say that once you've interlocked arms, one person can't just get scared and let go. Because the one who stays will get hurt. So you either have to keep a firm grip and see it through to the end, or both people have to let go in perfect sync, otherwise it's dangerous.
Have you ever done that?
Yes, many times.
You have?
Even now, new drivers probably start interlocking arms after about 6 months or a year on the job.
I saw a video once where they used a stick like a whip with a slightly pointed tip to poke the horse's rear to get them to move forward.
If they'd bored with just that, it would be a breeze. There was a time when water guns were popular,
Water guns?
The people at the training center probably came up with it, or at least tried it out, where they squirt water on the horse's rear to make them move forward.
Wow, they really did that? I can't believe it.
Yes, it was a bit of a trend, I guess. We even did it ourselves for a while.
It would be great to share more of the reality, like in a documentary style.
I agree. Many of the people watching this right now are actually from outside the industry. So I'd love to show the actual transport conditions and how the horses are being moved. I wish I could film the situation inside and share it, but that requires permission from the horse owners, which makes it a bit difficult. Still, I want to make that happen as soon as possible.
Well, we've heard a lot today about the responsibility of transporting animals. Thank you very much.
Thank you. At ohe.horseline, we are currently looking for drivers. Please check out our recruitment site or corporate site linked in the description, and if you're interested, we'd love for you to apply.